What up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Talk MMA. I'm Colby,
I'm Brody.
and we made a UFC fight predictor. So let's talk about it. Let's just get right into it. This is awesome, guys. This is really cool. I'm very excited about this. I spent the last couple of days, hours and hours and hours after work trying to perfect this thing. We haven't been able to officially test it yet because there hasn't been a fight card yet. It's going to be for Strickland Hernandez next week. That'll be the first one. But I wanted to just explain this thing to you guys a little bit about how it works so you know it's not just pulling answers out of nowhere and picking random things. I didn't want to make a script that just looks at wins and losses. I wanted to make a fight analyst that scrapes every single statistic from UFC history down to the second and runs it through a 5 layer simulation to predict the winner. So, layer one is the damage engine. It calculates a danger score. It doesn't just look at who lands more punches, it creates a formula that combines volume, accuracy, and power. And for power, it's basing that off of knockdowns or average knockdowns. So, for example, if fighter A lands 100 shots but has no power, he landed 100 strikes but no knockdowns, the script is going to value that less than a fighter who lands 20 shots but is knocking dudes down with those shots. You have 20 punches thrown but 2 are knockdowns, you're going to get bonus points for that. And it's also going to subtract points for how often you get hit. All of these numbers run in the script. You don't really see them, but it technically would be a 100 point based system for that. Does that make sense to you, Brody?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So part two, this is really cool. It's the style check. So it's a smart part, pretty much. It if both fighters average 0 takedowns, it's automatically going to take out the grappling math. You have someone like Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. They're not getting takedowns. It's not even going to bother factoring any of that math. It's going to score it like a kickboxing match. So that's kind of its way of knowing. And if one guy is a wrestler, but the other guy has bad takedown defense, which for this we made it anything under 50%, the script is going to flag it as a wrestling mismatch. It'll automatically favor the wrestler a little bit in that scenario. But just so it's not favoring too hard based on just those stats, because sometimes you have people with low takedown defense, but it doesn't matter because they're knocking dudes out or they're a really good grappler. We thought about that. Things you might not have thought about. We'll get to that in a minute. Things you might not have thought about are the X factors. Things like ring rust, your age, stance advantage. People don't think about that often. So the script is automatically going to look for the last date a person fought. And if it's 14 months or more, you automatically get penalized points out of that 100 score because of ring rust. If you're older than 35, which I thought was a pretty fair number for kind of getting over the hill in a fighter's career, if you're 35 or older, every year over 35, it'll start to deduct a few more points. And every year younger your opponent is than you, it'll either add points to them or deduct points from you. So if if someone is 35 and they're fighting someone who's 22, it is going to favor that younger fighter, which isn't always the best thing to look at, but that's okay. We thought about this. So you'll see at the end what I'm getting at. So it takes all that into effect. Out of all of this, the ring rust and the age cliff matter more than the stance advantage. Takes in the cardio calculator. This is really cool. So if fighter A usually fights for 5 minutes and fighter B usually fights for 15-25 minutes, it's going to throw in a flag that says cardio disadvantage. But the thing is, if it's a fighter like Ilia Topuria, where their fights are ending so early, but you know their cardio is still there for a 5 rounder. If they've had a lot of 5 round experience or had 15-minute experience, it'll negate that a bit. So it's not like some prospect coming from some other fight organization knocking dudes out in the first round, then going up against a decision machine like Marab or something, you know? One second, I'm yapping a lot here. So the cool thing at the end, when I first ran the script with Brody, it kept only giving us the reasoning as grappling advantage or striking advantage. And some of it would say grappling advantage for a fighter where I didn't fully agree with that. So we had to make that more complicated. So now fighters get badges. So they're sniper, brawler, anti-wrestler, wrestler, and veteran. And there's also, this says wrestler twice, but that's actually top prospect. So a sniper, somebody who has high accuracy, we put it at anything over 70%. A brawler is somebody who has high damage, lots of knockdowns, but low defense. They get hit a lot. Wrestler, obviously somebody who averages a certain amount of takedowns or more. Anti-wrestler is somebody who has high takedown defense. So if a wrestler gets flagged and an anti-wrestler gets flagged, it'll automatically tell you that the wrestling is nullified. And it factors that in. So it doesn't show it in this graphic. I just used Gemini to make the graphics just to save time so I could get this video out. It does show top prospect. All of this data gets pulled from every UFC statistic website I could find. And it compiles it all into a Google Sheets document. And with the script, I can take it at any time. I could run it right now and it'll auto update, but I just ran it last night. A couple of fights have changed since I ran it last night to now. There's been a fight cancellation, and for some reason it didn't catch 2 fights on the card. As soon as that UFC homepage updates and shows all the fights, I'll run it again and we'll have everything. But we will show you guys what it showed us for the prediction so far. So the most it can predict is 99%. Obviously, it's a fist fight. Nothing is 100%. I didn't want the liability of that anyways. People, it said it's 100%. But it'll tell you if it's a coin flip or if it's a statistical mismatch. If it says 99%, it tells you statistical mismatch. If it's 51%, 49%, it'll tell you it's a coin flip and that it's close, but it tells you why. Right now, I'm not sharing that Google link. I would be willing to in the future for free, but I kind of want to just do this card by card, keep track of it, share it before the card comes out so you guys can see we're not full of shit, and start tracking its accuracy. And if it really, really starts hitting 70, 75% plus, you guys want to come hang out, we could share it. We could definitely talk about it. So right now, like I said, it has 11 of the fights on the card. I'm going to show you what it made. I'm going to run it again next week, probably on Wednesday, and it should have it fully updated and properly on there. Also, it pulled the next 5 cards. So it has everything through, I think Oliveira and Holloway. I feel like it pulled something else, but I don't have the sheet up in front of me. So this is its predictions. The confidence level is the confidence it has in the fighter winning. It's not confidence level in that method of victory. That's just a method of victory it thinks it's most likely to be. It's not 98. So, for example, Anthony Hernandez, he's fighter B here. It's 98% confident he's going to win this fight. It is not 98% confident he wins this fight by submission. Why is it 98% confident in him? He is a sniper. He lands a lot of shots. He's a submission specialist. We all know that. He shoots for so many submissions the second it hits the ground. And he's a wrestler. I don't know off the top of my head if he's southpaw or not. I don't have the actual... Here, let me pull it up. I don't have the actual sheets up in front of me. I just had a graphic made so it'd be easier to show you guys. So Hernandez... Okay, they're both orthodox. So I don't even know why it says that on there, but... One I did like a lot, and he's an underdog, is the Zach Reese prediction. 98% confident. I think he gets a submission anyways, and the key factors is the grappling. Realistically, this should say age disadvantage, because I don't believe for a goddamn second that Michel Pereira is 32 years old. and Zach Reese is 31. But so that should say age disadvantage, because that dude is definitely like 40.
I feel like Michelle Barrera has been 31 for the last 5 years.
Yeah, right. So it's got Carly Judice, start from the bottom. Carly Judice winning by TKO because she's a volume striker, and it has Juliana Miller down as a grappler, which isn't really going to matter in this fight too much. Notice it didn't put her down as a wrestler. It has her down as a grappler that's separate. Jordan Levitt versus Yadir Del
That was
Val.
actually going to be one of my questions too, so it's good to know.
Yep, it'll tell you if there's wrestling, because ready for this? Yadir Del Val, 98% confident he gets it done in submission. A, sniper, Jordan Levitt. I wouldn't call him that because he's goofy, but he does have a high volume, or a high accuracy. Wrestling mismatch. That's because one of them has high takedowns and the other has high takedown defense, so it gets nullified. A, grappler. So it's actually saying that these key factors lead towards Jordan Levitt, but it's still picking Yadir Del Val to win. Austin Vanderford, it's only 54% confident in it. Sniper, wrestling mismatch because of high takedowns and high takedown defense, and A, he's a grappler. So here, age disadvantage is actually worded kind of weird for Jocelyn Edwards, well, for all the fighters. It's saying that there is an age disadvantage. On the Google sheet, it shows that this is towards Jocelyn Edwards. She is the younger fighter, so it's saying there's an age disadvantage, but it's in the favor of fighter B. You could see all this on the actual sheets. This is just a Gemini graphic I had made up to show you guys, so it's a little bit off, but Alden Correa, 98% that he wins by decision. Balanced stats. I agree with that. Ode Osborne. This one, before I ran any of this stuff, I was very back and forth on. Alibi, top prospect. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor right now on there, but top prospect. Really cool badge to have in there. You know, Ode Osborne's been in the game for a little bit. I wouldn't call him a veteran, and so I'm happy it didn't give him that badge, but he's got the reach advantage, you know, but even though he's got a reach advantage, Alibi is a top prospect. So it's 54%. It's kind of a coin toss. Jacoby Smith, 98% on the TKO. That fight's off now, but I mean, yeah. Sergey, this one I want to talk about with you, Brody. I see where it's coming from. I like its confidence. I don't necessarily agree. I don't think we're obviously never gonna agree with these 100% unless we're just forcing ourselves to. But my initial pick on this fight was Delicia's knocking this dude's head off like 45 seconds into the fight, especially after what happened to him last time. But it says it's a wrestling mismatch anyways, but that's why it's 54%. I think it should have thrown in the fact that he's a submission artist, Sergey, more so. Well, does he get a lot of subs?
I think he has a couple.
I just haven't seen a lot of action out of him in a while. I can't think of it off the top of my head. So I agree with the 54% on that, but I myself would say I'm like 75% confident, 80% confident Delicia's knocking his head off. I don't know yet if this will change come closer to fight week. It'll auto update anytime I run the script, but I've only ran it a few times so far, just testing them out, and we're still a week out, so I'm curious to see when I run it for every card, for every fight on the card next week, if it changes.
It has 98% confidence in Costa. That's a little high to me.
No,
I thought that was
I agree with that. The way Dan Ige fights versus the way, I don't think it goes to decision. I don't think it goes past the second round. The way, don't forget, man, Ezequiel Costa fucking knocked out, what's his name? Charlotte?
Charrier,
yeah. That's not an easy feat. I know there's nothing to do with a sub, but this kid's good. And Dan Ige is going to...
a head kick.
I know, dude. Dan Ige is going to come out looking to just land a bomb all fight, and I don't think he's going to find it. I think Ezequiel's going to wrap him up. We know how Dan Ige fights at this point. Costa's on a tear.
Costa is on a tear. I think Costa wins. I just think it's a closer fight than this is saying.
I can't. I'm dying to see this in action, dude. We have to wait a whole nother week.
All right, I agree with Hernandez.
Yep. Do you think
Hernandez should easily destroy Strickland.
so? Strickland has
I
never been submitted inside the UFC before. Do you
He's
agree with
gonna
the
be.
submission? I agree with the
I
submission. I was calling
It's
submission
submission
before I saw
decision.
that
I don't
too.
think he knocks him out, but
I don't think he knocks
um,
him out either, but he definitely has way more
Costa.
finishing potential because he's not going to
I
gas
agree.
out in front of Strickland.
I agree with the Costa pick, but I was going decision.
Yep. That's okay. Like I said,
Straight-
it's confidence is in the money line pick.
Right.
The method is just if you want to play it.
Sergey, I was on Dalia, so I'm opposite there with this AI.
Yep.
With the Jacoby Smith fight, I know it's off, but I was kind of leaning more towards Co. I'm on Zach Reese. Already locked him for the underdog lock. Already got to play on him. Carly Judice, I think she gets the knockout. Yadier Davel, I think he gets a submission. I was on Lesbiani
Yeah.
for that fight.
I
thought he was
think
gonna
I
knock
think
him
I
out in the
was
fourth.
too, but it's off now anyways. I think yeah, I had him by KO. I didn't
think
really look
Edward
at the fights very much yet.
Edward knocks out Cornhole.
What do you think? Edwards is getting a knockout?
Yeah, I think Edwards is getting a knockout.
I like that.
I think her
I see
power-
why
it's
it
been
picked
2 years since the
decision.
last time they fought. Yeah, it's been 2 years since the last time they fought, and Edwards, she's stronger now. She's more accurate. Korea. Would that say submission? I think he might get a submission. No, a decision. Korea goes to decision. I'm gonna go Korea decision.
Yeah, it
I
has
was saying
decision.
Osborne knocks him out.
I could see the KO too. And then what were the
'Cause I
two
don't
fights
think,
it doesn't have? It doesn't have there's Phil Rowe
Yeah, the Rowe
and
versus
Jeff Neal, right?
Yep.
Bro, Jeff Neal is dusting that dude. Dusko,
Yeah,
anytime that guy moves up in competition at all, he gets knocked out. It's literally up, knockout, down, win. Up, knockout, down, win. Up, knockout, down, win. Every single time. And now he's going up.
poor Medic.
First round KO. You heard it here before the bot even tells you. Gross.
Oh, this doesn't have the Puna fight either.
Okay, it doesn't have that. So they must not be posted on the UFC front page yet.
Okay.
So there should be 13 fights in total. 14.
I think it's 13.
Like I said, I'm gonna run it again next week, a little closer to it. This is the first time I've ever done something like this too. I've never, ever done something like this before. So it's new to me. It's super duper cool to me. And like I said, I'm not really looking to put it behind a paywall or anything. I want to track it with you guys over the next couple of cards and see how it does. And I just think it would be really cool to have something like this. If it's batting 80%, could you imagine? Even if it's batting 65%, 70%, but ideally we hit 70% of the picks and we all just make some money, man, like together as a community, you know? I'd rather 5,000 of you guys get to see this and use it and win money with us than for 5 of you to pay me $10 to see it, you know? That's not what I'm about here. I love this sport with a passion, with a burning passion. I've always loved this sport so much. Brody right there with me. Like, we just want to have a community to enjoy this sport with and talk shit and make money and just see how good we can do.
This is gonna be a great year for us.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited. So, like I said, I have the Google Sheets for the next couple of fights. I'm gonna have to double check that over and see if it's missing any more fights from any other cards. And then next week I'm gonna run it again, and it should automatically update. And the cool thing is the script auto updates. So once we get to Oliveira versus Holloway, which it did predict, and it's actually a really I love how it predicted it. I love how it predicted it. You guys will get that one when we get there. You're gonna have to wait and see the video when that one's posted. It's weird. It's the only one I've seen predict in this specific outcome. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's I agree with it. I agree with it. Yeah, man, we're gonna do this. We're all gonna do this as a community. We're gonna hit these bets. We're gonna use this, and we can add on to the script. Oh, where I was going with that. If we once it gets to that last card, I run the script again. Auto populates the next 5, 10, whatever it can find.
Be great for getting some early bets in too.
Mm-hmm.
Before the lines get too out of whack. If there's any underdogs that might be playable.
I have the script saved in a notepad file, so I can always add right onto it too. I'm gonna slowly add onto it so I don't overwhelm myself and get lost in it. But I think it would be really cool if we could have it after each event auto populate its prediction, like its correct rate, into a separate sheet, and it can keep track of like how many just fights it got right, how many methods it got right, keep track of, like, we could say if we put 1 unit on each of your predictions, how much would we have hit, like something like that to automate it. But we could just keep adding on and on and on and on and on to this. And ideally, I'm trying to make a separate script that will scrape all the data from the UFC archive, put that into a Google Sheets file, and then have this bot scrape that data so it's faster and it's an even more in-depth archive. I don't know how I'd go about updating it though, but we'll figure all that out when we get to it. I'm so excited about this. I've been up late the last couple of nights trying to get this thing done, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm dying to see it next week. I think out of all these predictions right here, the only one I kind of disagree with is Sergey. I feel like that's I don't know. I feel like everyone else is hitting. Vanderford's off now, so that one I think I would have disagreed with as well.
Yeah, out of these fights, I disagree with 3 of them.
Which ones?
Sergey, Vanderford, and Smith.
Oh yeah, and Smith. And that one's off too.
Yeah.
So I'm curious now that we'll have this on video too, because once it auto updates, it'll change all the data in the spreadsheet. So when I run it again closer to fight day, we'll see if any of these change. But it'll be really cool, and we can get this going in like a Discord, so I can run the script and have it post into a Discord or something that we can all share. But if there's something you guys think we should add on to this script to automate something else, if there's a stat you think we might not be looking for that we're looking over, if there's somewhere you guys want to see this data actually stored, like beyond that spreadsheet, just let us know in the comments. This is the very beginning of something cool. You got any questions, Brody?
I was thinking of some along the way, but everyone's been answered.
I tried to make this thing like as foolproof as possible.
My main one was gonna be are they gonna count wrestling and grappling as the same thing? And you already,
because they are not the same thing. To a casual fan, they're the same thing. But we're not casual fans. And we really wanted to just not seem like 2 dudes with an opinion. Because there's plenty of dudes on YouTube posting their opinion about MMA, and it's just completely wrong. And even if we're wrong, I at least want to have some numbers to go along with it. I'm working on some more stuff too, guys. So it's slowly going to be rolling out. You know, we're in our infancy here. We've only been doing this for a month. Slowly rolling out, and this is going to be something really cool. And I think this is going to be a community you're all going to be very happy to be a part of. We just love this sport. We want people to love this sport for free. I'm not looking to make $1 million off of something. It's not what it is. If this blows up in my face and fails epically, so be it. I'm going to keep running it every week, though, because it's fun. And it's something that we have now, you know? I cannot wait until the next card. I can't wait. we'll be posting a few videos before then anyways, but you know damn well we're going to be posting one immediately after with the results. We'll be posting some shorts and stuff for you guys to see during that card. Because if Carly Judice gets TKO, I'm going to be a little happy. I'm going to be a little hyped.
Yeah, probably have to talk about going
Right.
into the week. Because I really like Carly Judy's knockout round 1 or round 2.
Yep. Ooh, that could be a cool thing I could add into it, is trying to see if it can predict rounds.
That'd be
or
if
it could, you know what? I could try to get it to predict scorecards too, or like if it'd be a split decision or unanimous decision.
That would be actually really crazy.
We'll get around to that stuff though. Anything is possible in this year. It is 2026. It is the year of getting shit done. I think this one's going to be pretty straight to the point. It's going to be a shorter video than usual for you guys. I think we went over everything. Don't judge me for the Gemini graphics. Sorry. If you guys have any questions, if there's anything you want to see us do with this predictor, let me know. I'm new to all this, so I'm still learning along the way also. And now that we kind of have like the neural network of this made, it's time to just keep adding on to it and adding on and making this thing more and more and more complex. And once I'm 100% satisfied with it, I'll release it to the public. It might be a while because I'm never satisfied with anything that I do ever, unfortunately. But hopefully this will change that. We're just going to keep adding on to it. I would love to hear you guys' ideas in the comments. Please, 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 if you guys even just like the concept of this, leave a like. Please subscribe to stay along the journey and just see. It's a baby right now. It's this. It's going to be this one day, you know? I'm so excited for this, and I think I'm excited for all the right reasons. So please like, comment, subscribe, tell your mom, tell your brother, tell your brother's mom to come hang out and
tell your uncle, tell your aunt,
let's talk MMA. Tell them all. Anything else you want to add into this one, Brody?
No. Be on the lookout for videos coming later in the weeks.
Like we said, semi-different schedule this week, but I think you guys are starting to understand why our schedule is a little different this week. So we'll be back to the regular prediction videos. We definitely will be running a man versus machine segment during the week. So if you're still watching, you know that now. And that's going to be really fun to compare. Can't wait for it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe one last time. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you later.